Me and Shannon met. My mother and her mother went to school together, and we've been married 17 years. I have a daughter, Sarah, who's 11, and a son, Paul, who's 5. And Paul is who has been diagnosed with ALL.
My daughter, Sarah, is very thoughtful and caring, always wants to do the right thing, and that's a big concern of hers, and is a very good role model for Paul, who is, younger, and Paul is a live wire and a little unpredictable at times, lots of fun, good sense of humor, and when he and Sarah are together, there's a lot of energy.
Paul has not changed. He is the same boy that he was before he was diagnosed. He never complained. He did his treatment, did whatever they asked him, and that's what makes me so proud of him, because he never asked why me. He just did what needed to be done.
He had been sick and running temperatures and feeling lethargic for probably 4 weeks before we made the trip to the pediatrician.
And she said, Paul's been diagnosed with leukemia. And it was like the blood rushed out of my body, because this is my boy. And I felt so helpless. There was nothing that I felt that I could do for him.
When she gave me that diagnosis, what went through my mind was that I had an acquaintance here in town that her son had leukemia and he had passed away. And that was the first image that went through my mind. What I imagined was going to happen is not what happened. I had a fantastic oncologist and a great staff who assured me that probably what I was imagining was not going to happen now. There were leaps and bounds. The research, the medicines are not what you're probably thinking.
Morristown lifted us up in prayer. I don't know a church in this town that didn't have him on their prayer list. And that, the prayer and knowing those people were behind us, probably was what kept us sane through this time.
He kind of lost a year of his life because he was in the hospital for so long. And then once we came home, we thought, okay, we're done. We're done with this 6 weeks, 8 weeks of being in the hospital. We're gonna go back to being normal. Well, you get home and it's a whole new dynamic. Friends can't come over. We can't go to church. We can't go to ball games. If someone sneezes, it's a panic. You just learn to adjust.
Today, Paul is in maintenance, so it's night and day compared to when he was diagnosed in January of 2012.
My hope for Paul is that this is a small part of what he's known for. That while he is a survivor, that it helps to mold his personality, but it doesn't completely define him.
I see nothing but good. I believe that out of every bad thing that happens, if you look hard enough, there's a blessing. And I believe Paul will be blessed through this. I really do.
I really want to say thank you to the candidates. A volunteer spirit is, I think you're born with it. And the difference that you make, whether you see it, it affects so many more people.
I'm married to Alan, and we have 3 children. Taylor, who is 15, Creed is 12, and Avery is 7.
We're just a happy family. We do everything together when we can, because we're stretched in several different directions with all 3 of them doing, different things. Taylor cheers and does pageants, and my son Creed, he plays a lot of sports, and then Avery, she has a lot on her plate also. So Tiffany usually takes one way, and I'll take the others the other way. And when we can get together as a family, it's a good thing.
Avery was diagnosed with ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, March the 12th, 2012. At that point, you just kind of have to have your faith in God and what those doctors know, because you don't know anything. I mean, when I first heard leukemia, all I thought of is, she won't be at this hospital. We'll have to go somewhere else. And what's this gonna do? How sick is she gonna be? You know, and if it wasn't for Avery being as strong as Avery is, I don't know how her daddy and I could have gotten through it.
Avery's just a very special young lady. I mean, she's vibrant and she's got a great attitude. You know, she's not complained. She hasn't complained one time about any of her treatments, or you know, she's shown me courage when, you know, she was scared at first, and she's learned to deal with it, and she's taught me how to deal with it.
It has affected our family both ways, good and bad. Good to the fact that we're more open as a family in discussing things. I think that it's made the kids see, they realized when Avery got sick, I think that what if something happened to my sister and she wasn't here? So I think that was kind of a good thing in a way, because it kind of helped them see that not everything is a given.
This diagnosis has strengthened our family in ways that they're incredible how strong we got. You know, it's a shame it takes something like this to do that, but we pay more attention to detail now, you know, and we just don't sweat the small things, and because, you know, it's a blessing every day.
Since her diagnosis, we've had tremendous amount of support. Our church, our family, I mean, the schools around here, it's just been, it's kind of been mind-blowing, really. People from all over the United States that have seen her story or something on Facebook, they'll send her cards and letters, and it's known that she's an animal lover, so people send them pictures of their dogs, and she loves them. She carries them around, takes them to school, shows them off like they're her own.
Avery's outlook is, it's great. I mean, it's we're blessed because she responded so well, you know, to her treatments, and you know, we're still not out of the woods yet, and but we're close.
Avery has a great attitude. I mean, just a great attitude. You know, we were hanging on to every little last hair, and she was the one that said, "I'm ready to just shave it and let it, you know, be." And you know, she's the one who'll say, "I'm rocking this bald head." You know, she doesn't care. She just, whatever, you know. She'll wear a wig if she wants to. She'll wear different colored hats. You know, she's having fun with what was given to her, and makes me proud.